The Forsaken Hero. Volume 2. Chapter 3. Approaching the distance. Samajima came to this town. He came. That fact stirred me. How should I kill him? First of all, I can't go wrong by heading to the dungeon. Beat him to death, poison him, strangle him, or kill him with my sword. The idea of getting revenge on him played over and over in my head. However, it seems that due to that my judgment dulled. Though I rushed to the central plaza, it was natural that even though I wanted to tell her, Shuri wasn't there yet.
Katsurogi, for a minute there, you were acting strange. Just how much of a grudge do you bear against Samajima? At least hold back your bloodthirst while we're in town.
Catching up to me, Tamaki gave me advice. For her to notice I must have been running at a considerable speed.
It's not like I don't understand your feelings, but what will you do?
I'll get revenge. For me, and for Shuri, who were thrown away and killed.
It isn't the time for that yet.
Tamaki suddenly brought the clock on her wrist close to me. The long hand was at the 12, and the hour hand at the 5. It was an hour until the promised time. I glanced around and saw that people were staring at me strangely. It was obvious that I looked out of place. Sorry. I seemed to have been in a rush for a moment there.
Rushing is a taboo, carelessness as well. Even then, to kill him without being discovered.
I thought as Tamaki spoke. I had dashed out without thinking about anything once I heard that there was a chance at killing him. Strategies as well, same with countermeasures. Samajima was also a hero. Furthermore, he was Claria's favorite. Certainly, Tamaki's level needed to catch up to mine and Shuri's, and possibly Liedred's. If we went about this poorly, my head would probably be splattered. Thank you, Tamaki. I've calmed down.
It was nothing. I didn't forget how worried we'd be if you died on us.
It took courage to say that.
Well, don't think about it too much.
Tamaki pinched my cheek with all her strength. It hurt. What are you doing? Daichi.
I'm making my brother, who's still making an evil face, smile.
She continued to speak.
Shuri wants to see Katsurogi's smiling face. Liedred too. After all So. Katsurogi. I understand that there are circumstances I don't know, though a part of me, unexpectedly I eagerly want it as well.
Tamaki seemed to regret coming along with me. Despite that, she spoke to humbly request something.
It's okay to continue as always. You can't afford to rush like when you killed me. When we come across them, I won't mind it even if you rip them into shreds or fill them with holes. No one would complain, won't be allowed to, nor be able to. I promise. So, isn't it all right to be at ease for a little longer?
The preaching of a former bully won't move my heart.
So bothersome, even though I look like this I've reflected on those things. No, I still haven't finished reflecting.
Tamaki stopped playing with my cheek and bowed from her waist.
I am very sorry.
What she gave was an apology.
I was just trying to go along with what other people were doing. No, that would only be an excuse, wouldn't it? I don't think you'll forgive what I did. However, I wanted to let you know how I feel. Usually I'm sarcastic, so, please pardon that for a little. Being open in front of Katsurogi, well, it's enjoyable to talk. Anyhow, I hurt you. I promoted hurting you. I am so sorry.
Once again, Tamaki bowed her head deeply. What do I want from her? What should I think? I searched every nook of my heart, and couldn't find anything to say. All of the resentment I'd held towards her was gone. Tamaki might be lying and apologizing for her life. I doubted her. However, curiously I didn't think she was lying. The stones that filled my mind with unease fell. I wasn't thinking, I mean about things like that. Tamaki. Please, raise your head.
Okay.
Tamaki did as she was told. I caught her off guard and embraced her. Tamaki lost her balance and leaned toward me.
A.
Tamaki. It's embarrassing, but will you hear my answer even if it is bad?
Yeah. Yes.
Tamaki shut her eyes firmly. She didn't want to hear it, she was probably afraid. And so, I said it. I included her in my revenge. I do not forgive you. The sound of her losing her breath reached my ears. Understanding my answer, Tamaki tried to move away. However, I didn't let her go. Additionally, I added strength to the hold.
Katsurogi.
I will say it again. I do not forgive you. Therefore, I have the right to get revenge on you for a long time. Do you disagree?
I don't disagree. To that extent, I will accept any demand.
Then, stay beside me. Don't you understand? Are you an idiot? I will punish you. You will respond. Therefore you will need to stay beside me for a lifetime. Though it may be bad luck for you, the spot on my left has a vacancy. It's needless to say who is filling the spot on my right. Therefore, you will be near me. Forever. Until I am satisfied. I talked rapidly, and told her everything I wanted to say. It's not because I was embarrassed. Yeah, it's different. Thinking that I'll tell my feelings, it ended up like this. So, now, it isn't necessary to regret. I don't need to add to my dark memories. I ask to deceive my feelings. Are you prepared? Tamaki completely entrusted her delicate body to me, feeling timid, put her hands on my back and answered weakly.
Thank you, Katsurogi.
Don't worry about it. We are equals now. I also killed you.
This reconciliation, is it done?
I said that I haven't forgiven you.
That's right. I will stay forever to be forgiven.
What is that supposed to mean? Depending on how I take it, I can understand that as a proposal. Either way, I don't care because I'm not letting go of her. Because I'm a persistent, tenacious guy, I am confident that I won't forgive you for life.
Is that a proposal?
You too, wasn't that a proposal earlier?
It's a secret.
I heard her murmur that under her breath. Then, mine is also a secret. Say, shouldn't we look for a place to stay? Staying like this for too long is embarrassing.
Oh well. I wonder what Shuri would do if she saw.
Tamaki, who began to move away from me, stopped suddenly. Her mouth barely managing to open and close. Though she didn't say anything, I roughly understand what she was trying to say. This doesn't make me a bad person, no, I'm not doing anything bad. Well then, how can I return the mood normal for the girl behind me? I turned around, still searching for the best idea.
Katsurogi and Yue. Shall we have a little chat? For now, why don't we look for a room for us three to be alone?
This could be bad. We met earlier than planned and chose 2 double rooms. It's needless to say why I deliberately did not rent a 4-person room. This time they were more luxurious than common rooms. Although it was a place where you would want to heal by jumping into a soft bed, Tamaki and I were told to sit on the hard floor. 2 hours had already passed. We were running on the 3rd hour.
Leadred and I learned information about Samajima, so we rushed to meet you two, and by no means were we hiding. No, you have it wrong, Shuri. It didn't mean anything in particular. Yue. It's no good to lie. Women's intuition is an amazing thing, you know. Okay.
Tamaki fell silent in the presence of an aura that did not allow talking. Shuri. I want you to hear me out a little. First of all, Shuri is my number one. Please understand that will never change.
Yes, I also love V2Ch the most.
Then,
However, this is different. I have asked many times since earlier why was that kind of thing done. UA understands what I mean, right? Yeah.
Tamaki nodded in resignation. Then, gave me a sidelong glance. Her gaze went back and forth between Shuri and me.
What's on your mind? About that, could it be later, with just the two of us?
Tamaki had her head on the floor. Prostrating. She put all of her sincerity into it. She really wanted to be pardoned.
Yeah, that's fine. Then, UA and Liedred should go wait over there in that room. Thank you.
Shuri was no demon. With her feelings firmly transmitted to Tamaki, she released her. Huh. Then, why wasn't I released after telling you how I felt, Shuri? Though, that problem was immediately resolved.
Well, V2Ch. Please come here.
Shuri tapped the spot next to her. Following her instructions, I groaned as Shuri placed her head on my lap. Without changing, she turned and embraced my waist with her arms. We locked eyes. Shuri diverted her gaze first. Ah, Shuri.
We are finally alone. With this, we can do it with peace of mind, right, V2Ch?
Shuri guessed my intention. She understood immediately, didn't she? Those upturned eyes are sneaky. Though it was unpleasant, my eagerness overflowed.
Ah.
Shuri also seemed to notice that part of my body changing. Her ears and cheeks were dyed in a bright red.
I'm happy. By me, so.
Shuri. At least, endure it until later tonight.
That's no good. To the extent you cherished UA, please pour your love onto me as well.
Shuri's approach was intense as she was jealous of her friend. Shuri began to take off her usual maid clothes. When she removed her frilly skirt, she began to undo the buttons of her top one by one to tease me. Before long, her pale pink underwear and white skin were exposed.
V2Ch.
Shuri sat comfortably between my knees. A sweet scent tickled my nose. I saw her nape from the gap in her hair. Unsuitable for her age, her petite body was before my eyes. Shuri took my hands and moved them to her breasts. She let out a weak breath. She was too captivating, the limits of my self-control were instantly passed. Embracing Shuri's body, I turned around and pushed her down. Soft lips. A perfectly modeled face like glass that seemed as though it would break from a touch. In her pupils dwelled insecurity and a large expectation. They seemed to captivate me and draw me in.
Be gentle.
Once I heard that, my reasoning could no longer hold out. I hung over Shuri.